Draft notification inviting sealed tenders for Andhra Pradesh State Road Transport Corporation, Hyderabad from reputed businessmen for running stalls such as book stall, fruit stall, and sweet stall in various bus stations in Rangareddy division. The tenderers should enclose clearance certificate as having paid all dues of the corporation. The earnest money to be deposited for each stall is rupees 3,000. The completed tender forms should be sent so as to reach the divisional manager of the corporation, Hyderabad, on or before 10/3/1986 by 12 noon. Canvassing in any form will disqualify the tender, and also no correspondence in respect of the decision arrived at will be available from 15th February 1986. Letter from Krishnamurthy, Manager, Indian Air Force, New Delhi, to his friend who has just passed degree examination, advising him to join Indian Air Force. State that Indian Air Force offers good pay, free clothing and food of best quality, liberal leave facilities, etc. Many opportunities of learning useful trade and being prepared to take part in the future development of military and civil aviation in the country are also available. Promotion is more a matter of ability than of seniority. Service in different parts of India alongside best young men from various cities broadens outlook and endangers an all India spirit of comradeship. But greatest is the opportunity of giving selfless service to India. Make a complaint to the Commercial Superintendent, South Central Railway, Secunderabad, that of late some passengers cause much inconvenience to the travelling public in the second class sleeping coach. They play cards, tune radios, drink alcohol, talk all sorts of affairs loudly, much to the embarrassment of the lady passengers. When informed, the conductor of the coach pays no attention. Advise stern action to be taken on the defaulting officials of the railways so that such things can be prevented. Coromandel Fertilizers Limited, Secunderabad invites applications for the post of works manager in their cement plant processing degree or diploma in mechanical engineering with 10 to 15 years experience in an industry or organization manufacturing medium and heavy engineering products. Salary commensurate with the qualification and experience. Draft an application for consideration to the post stating the following: qualification MTech in mechanical engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, serving in Bhilai steel plant as mechanical engineer for 15 years as head, medium and major engineering division, age 40 years, drawing salary 3,000 per mensum, prepared to join if higher salary is offered. Draft a representation to the General Manager of Andhra Pradesh State Road Transport Corporation, Hyderabad, from the Secretary, Government Employees Welfare Association, Hyderabad, to provide adequate number of buses from different colonies to Secretariat, Secunderabad Station and Charminar to enable all the employees to reach their offices in time. So sufficient reasons. Inaugurating the conference of Chief Justice of High Courts, etc., the Prime Minister said, let me just quote two operative lines from the speech that the Law Minister was to have read out but did not. There are two great objects to be achieved: one, to see that the laws are just; the other, that they are justly administered. This is basically for what we have gathered here today. As regards the first part, whether the laws are just, I think India can be proud to have one of the most independent judiciaries anywhere in the world. We are also proud of our laws, which have had great vision and depth. It is true that we have not been able to apply them in the measure that we had intended. I am referring to laws which affect especially social problems like untouchability, women's rights, and other problems which are really to be tackled on a multiple front. But the intention has been clear right from the formulation of our constitution, which is that every section of society should get its full rights. The question today is whether we are delivering this or three or some problems in implementation. I do not think there is any basic difference in this between the judiciary and the government or any other wing, but obviously there are some hurdles in our path. We must see how we can reduce and eventually remove them and see that justice is justly administered. The first problem that comes to mind is the time it takes to get a decision, the procedures and the complications that our system has taught. You must tackle this problem at this conference. I have already talked to the Chief Justice, who is very dynamic and willing to attack these problems to solve them. But the problems are very large and we must have adequate debate and discussions. I hope you will go into them in depth. Judicial reforms have been talked about for a long time. We must now get down to deciding what we really want to do and do that. The question of reforms will always come up. We shall find out the shortcomings we will face after some years. That does not mean that we spend so much time in details and finer points that we miss the whole purpose of the exercise. We must get down to the basic problems and remove the hurdles in the system. Justice is administered in other countries. In many, there is no doubt about the justness of the justice that is administered, and they are able to do it in a much shorter time than we are able to. There must be methods that we can borrow, others that we can innovate so that our system becomes more dynamic and really able to answer the needs of the people. One of the major problems that government face is the very large sums of government money that get blocked in the courts. I am not talking of a few crores but of thousands of crores. This is the money that government want to spend on projects for the benefit of our people. It is the money ultimately that is pulled out from development and anti-poverty programs. Finally, a decision is given, but during that period, the damage is tremendous. For example, I believe that the money so blocked today is huge. If the courts were to give a decision today and say that this money should be paid to the government, the fact is that the government will never get this money because it is only the governments that can lend this money to get it back.